Okay, so this week's book review is on post-traumatic slave syndrome. Got done reading it on Sunday, and did a review, but I didn't like it, so I was like, I'm gonna redo it again because I felt like it didn't have really much information in it, so I was like, I gotta redo it. Okay, so I'm gonna read you guys something that I wrote that I got from a chapter in this book. If we're going to start anywhere, we have to start with ourselves. When I say start with ourselves, we question why we do certain things. We question why our community is where it's at, why our youth and our people is where it's at, the negativity, and not, there's positivity in our culture and our black communities, but we don't focus on that. We focus too much on the negative, and that way, in my opinion, when you focus too much on the negative, it does nothing but create more negative vibes and situations, so on and so forth. When you're just talking about it, it's not like you're doing anything or you putting any action into it, but it do nothing but create more negativity. So when I say start with yourself, because we talk about the issues, but we don't realize we also have issues, even though we talk about, why certain blacks do this and why certain blacks do that. We have to realize we also have issues. We do certain things too that, we have this certain mindset that we're still intact to, because, either you haven't educated yourself or whatever is the case. In order to grow, in order to get out of your situation, you have to educate yourself first to know why you're in that situation, to know why certain things are the way they are, because you can't really fix nothing if you don't know the causes of the effects. You know what I mean? We've been trying to do that for years and nothing really has changed. They're creating community centers, so on and so forth, and all they're really telling kids to do is go to school and go to work, get a job, and freaking go to college. And it's like, it's more to life than just that. It's more, people don't understand that the reason why the youth act like the black youth act like that, and even adults, is because we're so mentally enslaved still. All the things that we were taught passed down from generation to generation. You know what I mean? Like Lisa Left Eye said, she's like, before I get mad at my dad, I need to question what his parents did to him, and what their parents did to them, and what their parents. You have to think about that, and you have to look at that. You can't just look at our generation and be like, oh, they're in trouble. You gotta go down the line to the beginning, to the root of the situation, to understand why these effects are here. You gotta figure out the causes of the effects. And it said, but in order to do that, we have to educate ourselves. Like I said, in our ancestors' past, we have to educate ourselves on that. Because a lot of the reasons why we are the way we are, why black people pull each other down, we even talk down on our own kids, there's reasons for that. And, even when we look at each other, a lot of us don't even respect each other. And if you ask me, any black person, they're a reflection of you. They're a reflection of you. So how you treat them is how what you think about yourself. Yeah, and what they have been through, and see how a lot of that has passed down from generation to the next. Like I just said, we have to go to the roots, the causes that created the effects. Once you educate yourself and get to know who you are and who your people are, you can make a change. When you know who you are, you know where to go. Trust me. And it was this quote where it said, if you see a damaged flower, you don't change the flower. You don't dig up the flower. You don't you just change the atmosphere that is around. You change the community that is around. You fix up that. So yeah, but it's a lot deeper than that. But I'm not gonna. That's like another video. You can make a change in our worlds and in our communities. Pass down that education, build and stand for your own. But it will take some time. But a lot of us really are waking up, slowly but surely. We can't expect this to be a fast pace, because a lot of us are still mentally enslaved. It's not physical right now unless you're like in prison or whatever. But a lot of us black people are still mentally enslaved unless you really educate yourself and break from those chains. And it's not that easy. Trust me. It's really not that. It took me a long time to change your views on why certain things. There was sometimes when I would look down on my own black people instead of, being there for them and trying to figure out why we act the way we act and why we do certain things. And in this book, it talks about, certain objectives, things that people throw at you, like when they be like, oh, y'all had slavery though, y'all enslaved your own people. And it's like, They weren't slaves, they were indentured servants. And not only that, but when they were putting those Africans on the ship, they didn't know what was going to go on. They didn't know that they were going to kill all those Africans. They didn't know what life would be like when they came to the Americas. People do not understand that. People, we don't know. We have been drained, and everything has been basically ripped from our hands. And when everything's been ripped from your hands, you don't know what to do. You're going to be running around like a freaking ant without a head. Like, you're going to go crazy. Like, or whatever, a cockroach, whatever them things. You're going to go crazy. You don't know. And since we didn't know, we had to be taught. And we know we've been seasoned, beaten. It's this whole thing that I learned in my African American history class. And when everything's been taken from you, some lady said the same African that was in America wasn't the same African in Africa wasn't the same African that came to America. And that's so true. What happened on them ships, even beyond the ships. Black people turn themselves, each other down even then to serve the white people, because when somebody is telling you they are superior, you want to be like that. When people keep telling you you're inferior, you ain't, all that, you're not going to want to be that. You're going to want to be up there. So, yeah, that goes down from generation to generation. It's so much more to it. That's why I really advocate for everyone to go read this book. Like, seriously. This one and the Miseducation of the Negro, you will understand so much. And after you read the book, go out into your communities, create services, or advocate, do whatever you can to, so we can help, I would just say, educate first thing. That's why I'm doing these book reviews, because I really want people to realize that education, knowledge is power. People don't understand the application of knowledge is power. You don't just read, you apply what you read to your life, and then you go off and you teach other people, you educate other people, and you create a process or whatever, service. What Jada Pinkett Smith was true. People think she was just talking about the Oscars and awards. She was talking about our communities and our people as a whole. Like, we gotta stop begging. We gotta stop trying to be like this with them. You know what I mean? We've done that in the past, and look where we still at now. Like, they were like, okay, y'all can be with us, but it ain't like y'all about to get any benefits from that. You could be in the same room as me. You could work the same job, but you may get lower pay, and you might not get a higher position. They control all that. Whew. It's just a lot in here. Let me see if I can find something else. And in this book, she talks about, I want to get to the book, vacant esteem, which is basically what I talked about. You don't know who you are. You don't feel like you are anything, so you're not going to try to be anything. And, a lot of black people, they feel like when they do get power, they show that by covering themselves in material things, and that makes them feel powerful. And it's just like, no, that it's not. And then it's another thing she was talking about, why are you so angry, and how we react to certain things with anger more quickly than maybe somebody else, even when it's small things. And it's because back then, we've always been demeaned, and we always been, pinned down and disrespected. So in today's time, it's like, we're not taking that no more. Even if it's something small, small, and you feel a little disrespected, you're gonna want to react in anger. It explains it all in this book. And then she talked about racial socialization, how the media portrays us black people, and how it negatively gives people a sort of idea of who we are. Like, they only focus on the negative things and not the positive things that we do. They only do the little stereotypical things, like back in the day when they had, you either was extremely angry, you was the mammy, you was sexualized, it was something, or you was the smiling, yes, master, that type of thing. You know what I mean? And, how they show our kids, and how, just, it's just a lot, y'all. Like, y'all really need to educate yourselves. Read, and it's just a lot. And it's crazy because she talks about integration and segregation, and she talked about how after Jim Crow, I think it was after Jim Crow, how, yeah, our communities we were building our own communities, because it was like, oh, basically we're not letting y'all know. They put us right in them ghettos, in them freaking projects, and it was like, this is where y'all about to live. Redlining still goes on, gentrification still goes on. All this stuff still goes on, and people don't realize it. School to prison system, school to prison pipeline system, systemic racism, like, this stuff still goes on. You need to do your research, and you need to get in the know, and to answer your questions, and not insult people that's educated with your stupid opinions. Me telling me I'm stupid because I read a book, not even just one book, but multiple books, and I've looked at research that people have been doing for years and years. I have my facts, but I'm the dumb one because I know what I'm talking about. And you don't, so you're angry and you're reacting. No one cares about that, honestly. When you know what you're talking about, you're not going to be pushed by that. So, yeah. But racial socialization, it's not just how whites look at us, it's also how our own people look at us. And you could look at yourself in a negative light. Your own people, you're looking at yourself in a negative light. You know what I mean? Like I say, I always tell people, the way you treat others is a reflection of who you are. So if you treating your own kind like crap, then you feel like crap deep down inside, because that's who you are. Those people are a reflection of you and a reflection of your past. You're both a reflection of your past, but you don't want to really be reminded of that, because it's terrible. But we've done a lot of great things, and we haven't been taught that. We've influenced so many cultures and so on and so forth. We brought basically everything to the table, and they took it from us, and we've been told we don't amount to anything. Educate yourself, learn about your culture, learn about your people, love being who you are. Being black is not something that's terrible. It's honestly the best thing ever, honestly. We're the most powerful people on this planet. We control everything. If it wasn't for us, a lot of this stuff would not even be here. That's why they get so mad when we are angry, because they're like, no, we don't need y'all to be separate, and we need, because, they can control you easily under their surveillance. When somebody can control your mind and control anything that you do, everything that you say. So, yeah, that was a lot, but that was needed to be said. Go pick up this book, please. Like, y'all don't understand. This is educate yourself. It's a lot more books out there. If you want any suggestions, I'll be happy to give them to you. I'll put some in the description box. I'm going to read more and more about my history and my people, because I really don't know too much. I know a lot now because I've read, but I want to know more because I want to know who I am and where my people come from. You know what I mean? I want to make, see But it's a lot more to this book than what I said, but, I was just speaking out of passion about what I thought and the different things that go on within the world. But hey, pick up this book. I suggest everyone to pick up this book and read, guys. For years and years, we were forbidden to read. So now we have that opportunity to read. Why they didn't want us to read? Because they knew if we read, what we would do. I'm going to leave it at that. Just, get off Facebook, stop doing dumb stuff. And I know it's hard because we're so, like I said, we're so mentally enslaved. We're so much into what, what's been passed down for us from generation, what we've been taught, what they've been taught, and what they've been taught, and, cycle down. But, when you read and when you start thinking and you start discovering yourself, you start doing all that, and listen. But anyway, have a good day, y'all. Peace.